Grace and peace, family. Grace and peace. Assalamu alaikum. Shalom. My hotep. Namaste. Free the land, beloved. Come on in, come on in, come on in. You are tuned into the Vicki Show with your sister, Vicki Dillard, right here on my own platform at VickiDillard.tv. Thank you so much for tuning in, beloved. It is so good to see you today. I know some of you are used to seeing me on other platforms and networks that I've helped to build over the years, but there obviously have been some changes in the airing time of the Vicki Show, and you can find me live here on my own channel that I've been giving more attention to over the past several months here at VickiDillard.tv. So tell everybody that you know that we are here right now, family. I do have a little bit of a ritual that as you come in, be sure to come in, giving us a big thumbs up, thumbs up. Be sure to like and be sure to share. Okay, would you do that? On the count of three. Okay, on the count of three. If you would, on the count of three, hit that thumbs up button. Hit that thumbs up button. And share, share, share. Okay, are you ready? 1, 2, 3. Thumbs up. Thumbs up, thumbs up, thumbs up, thumbs up. Thumbs up, thumbs up, thumbs up, thumbs up. Share, 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 share. So good to see some of you. I see it looks like it's Frederick in the chat and some of the other ones that are popping on in. I see my sister Sharifa. She said, oh my God, look at this beautiful goddess. You're so sweet, beloved. Thank you so much for your kind compliments. Thank you all so very much. Everybody come on in, hit that thumbs up button and share, share, share. Would you? Thumbs up, share, share, share. And if you're not already subscribed, family, be sure to subscribe today to VickiDillard.tv. Be sure to hit receive all notifications. Would you do that? Be sure to hit receive all notifications. This is so very important. We know that sometimes they don't even send out the notifications, but in the event that they do, I want you to be notified, okay? And if you feel like that you were subscribed, you haven't been getting notifications, be sure to unsubscribe and then resubscribe again, because it is not unusual at all for me to hear multiple complaints about folks saying that they don't receive notifications at all. So, beloved, be sure to check that out. You all know that we have to be on top of it. Talk black to me, somebody. I'm trying to fix this real quick so it's not sitting weird behind my head. Talk black to me. Thumbs up, share, share, share. Now let's get to where we're going with the quickness today, family. Let's get to where we're going with the quickness today, family. Now, you all know that I have been doing nonstop coverage on the elections, right? I've got some other very exciting things that are going to be coming up here pretty soon and some announcements that I'll certainly be making. So be sure to stay tuned for that as well. Yes, so many wonderful things that are taking place here. And one of those absolutely amazing things that are taking place is another free offering. Somebody say free offering that I'm going to be doing this Thursday. This Thursday, August 8th, if you know anything about numerology, which I'm not a numerology expert, but I know enough about that. Vicki is killing it with that shirt today. Thank you so much, Precious. Thank you, thank you, thank you. If you know anything about numerology, which is obviously a metaphysical, if you will, of course, some consider to be a science, of course, but also there are prophetic and spiritual implications of certain numbers. Numbers carry certain vibrations. It carries certain universal codes, right? A certain transmission. So numbers are not just numbers, especially when we know how to begin to use certain things. But on Thursday, August 8th, no matter, it's different spiritual systems that deem what they call Lionsgate portal on August 8th to be a very auspicious and supernatural time. Now, I have to admit, you all know I never try to impose on any other spiritual system. I don't pretend that I'm some expert or initiate in any of those other systems. I just know that what Vicki Dillard is doing. Talk black to me, somebody. And what I'm doing is going to be absolutely potent on this Thursday. That's less than 24 hours, okay? You don't want to miss it. Click the link above so that you can save your free seat. Now, let me tell you something. I'm a giver, but I also have a school, a very low-cost monthly school, where I am giving high-level prophetic information that shapes your life. So, family, be sure to secure your seat today for this Thursday. Make sure you don't miss it. I don't care if you have to work, family, if you got PTO. I had some folks telling me they taking their PTO time. Baby, I don't care if it's your birthday. You need to go to breakfast that day. If you need to go to brunch that day. But I'm doing this in the evening time during the weekday, which I typically don't do because I want to be sure to be in divine alignment with the actual day. And I'm doing it in the evening because I want to respect a large number of people that tend to work during the day. I know everybody won't be able to be there at that particular time. I know some folks are already telling me that they're signing up and they're going to look at the link later, but I never told you I was going to make the link or the replay available later. Talk back to me, somebody. I didn't tell you I was going to make the replay available later. Now I might, because we had so many people that registered last time, and it was a whole lot of people that came. And then there was a whole lot of people that still wanted to watch it that didn't get a chance to see it because of other reasons. So I'm going to be talking to my team about that. And so we'll go there. Hi, beautiful. Watching you from Portugal. Hey, Portugal. Hey, Fatima. It's so good that you're with us today, our international family. I'm always hearing from people around the world that hear me here and on other platforms that I'm on. It's such, and it's a blessing that you're tapped into us here. Okay. But you're my lovely today, Miss Vicki. Thank you, Undisputed Truth. So, family, you don't want to miss this. I don't care whatever you have to do, family. Hey, Miss Aquarius. Hey to all of my mods. It's good to see everyone. My moderators are those that are highlighted in blue, family. They're going to be engaging with you, having a good time, but also putting important information. So be sure to take note of the things that they're putting in there. But again, family, you don't want to miss it. Click the link above right now, okay? Click the link above and don't you dare miss it, okay? This is going to absolutely change your life. Everything that you're seeing right now. How many of you all know, I've said this before, if you, any of you that are used to my high level spiritual courses, which are absolutely amazing, signs and wonders follow them. When you're dealing with stuff, you got to understand that that's really the test. When testimonies come in, when people talk about how it's changed their lives, it don't matter what the haters say. Got to hit the gavel on that. For those of you that don't know, that the Vicki Show is the home of the hand claps and the gavel raps. That means sometimes I clap my hands, sometimes that means I hit the gavel. I brought this gavel as the revelation that I received almost 20 years ago, and I brought it to social media. I'm the OG. I don't know what all these other new people that came sometime later with it, but I know what I came with. I had it before I came online. I brought it with me online. And the reason why the divine gave me this revelation of the gavel is because a gavel is a symbol that tends to be used in important meetings, like with your lawmakers and your world leaders, yes, and your judges. Well, I wanted you all to know that there is a powerful presence of our own words. We're able to bring things into existence. I wanted you to know that our word matters. That's what this is about. Talk black to me, somebody. Family, you see all of the stuff that's going on in the world right now, right? We understand that here in the United States, I was so privileged to be a part of an absolutely amazing reparations rally recently in Washington, D.C. We turned up in Washington, didn't we? Thousands from around the United States came. The Black family came, making our demand right there in Washington, D.C. I was with my brother, Tariq Nasheed, and so many other very powerful speakers. It was absolutely amazing. We were outside. You know how they let them little street activists be out there trying to tell us how we need to engage in politics? They love to brag about the 2 or 3 times a year they're outside with a placard. Baby, you can't get more outside than outside Washington, D.C. with thousands of us making demands for reparations. You can't get more activists than that. Where are you at, by the way? All of you that's out there bragging about the 2 or 3 times a year that you hold up a placard on the corner somewhere, screaming and hollering. You can't get more outside than outside by the thousands demanding reparations in Washington, D.C. It's not more. You can't get more outside than outside. You just can't. You can't claim you're doing the real work like that. Where was you at with our real work? You understand? Plus, I got a long record and history of real activism, public and private. So those little levels of chit chat that they do, they don't never intimidate me, because I know that the stuff that you out there advocating is a losing system for a world that has come to its end. A new world is emerging. That's the world that I'm bringing into existence, which is what makes my metaphysical and spiritual work preeminent. You brag about maintaining a world that's passing away, and you get mad when we not outside with you on that. You may be seated and hear from the divine lips, so you'll know what to do, baby. And stop. Somebody say, and stop. Getting mad because I'm not going to help you sit up here and lead my people into a burning fire, in a burning house, in a damn ditch. Sit your funny looking self down. Hear from the divine realm so that you'll know what to do with your activism. You're welcome. Why am I saying all this? Thumbs up, thumbs up, thumbs up. Now, you see what's going on again here in the United States and the injustice that we've been dealing with for nearly 500 years. Before America was officially America, we were here. Talk black to me, somebody. We have not received reparations. We have not received justice. We've not received any substantial political legislation that was specific to those of us who are the true founding fathers and mothers of this country, right? We see what's happening throughout the continent of Africa, like in the Sudan, like in the Congo, right? Like in the Sahel areas, like in the sub-Saharan West African regions, right? And we understand the United States and her Western allies and partners are mess making there. Talk black to me, somebody. We certainly see what's happening right throughout Venezuela. We see what's happening in Argentina. We see what's happening in Cuba. We see what's happening in Haiti. We see what's happening in the Caribbean regions, beloved, where the United States is mess making and imposing godless sanctions and promoting coups. We understand what's happening right now, how your U.S. government, using our very black taxpayer dollars, are sending hundreds of billions. Somebody say hundreds of billions. Before they were willing to admit that, some of you were sitting there quoting what the mainstream media was lying about when they were giving out the numbers of how much we were spending in Ukraine. I was the one that told you I know we were spending well into the hundreds of millions before they were willing to admit that we were spending hundreds of billions. Excuse me, hundreds of billions, billions with a B, with a B, with a B. We are helping to fund a Nazi Ukrainian regime. You all do know that the Ukrainians are literally, not figuratively, literally running around with Nazi symbols on, espousing the ideology of Hitler and them, while America is sitting there holding hearings and sitting and using our money for organizations like AIPAC and the white Germans who said that they family had to flee Hitler. They out here talking about that anti-Semitism is on the rise, or it might be on the rise, or they scared it's going to be on the rise. But we the only ones that's out here that's still getting lynched in these numbers. And they haven't held a hearing on up for us. When a high-level Israeli consulate a few years ago, long before October 7th, said that Black American youth, they stipulated the country, the color, and the people group. She was secretly recorded in a meeting. Miss Judith Vernard Shaw, she said in a secretly recorded meeting that the threat to Israel is Black American youth, and your government didn't hold no hearing. We kept sending them all this money. Somebody said that's treason. The hell we look like without our so-called ally, and y'all claim it's the only democracy over there in the Middle East, the so-called Middle East. The people that migrated from Europe, that went over there to the Middle East, a land that was already occupied with melanated folks. They said they fled Hitler. We've been giving them geopolitical welfare ever since almost most of the years that they've been in existence, some 70 some years, almost that amount of time we've been giving them money and weapons. Those are the people that said that we're their targets, but your government is sitting here holding hearings when they complain about something, even though nobody's taking them out like they're taking us out. Now, if you're sitting out here worrying about anti-Semitism on the rise, if that's true, then why in the hell are we sending hundreds of billions of dollars to Nazi Ukrainian? And ain't nobody complaining about anti-Semitism. Why we sit up here trying to fight Russia because the America and the Western blocs don't want Russia to rise. Talk black to me, somebody. Now, how many of y'all know we have a lot of problems with some of the Asians here in the United States, but you don't want to conflate individual Asian companies and people here in the United States with the actual countries like China itself. Many of those countries have their own issues, of course, but don't get it twisted. The United States is mess making with them. Your government is mess making, and because America knows that we black folks in America have been mistreated by folks that call themselves Chinese or folks that have certain Asian persuasions, they use that so that we can conflate the overall goals and agenda of a whole government when it's the United States that's been secretly trying to put down China and others. Your government is putting money behind Taiwan to militarize Taiwan to fight China. Do you know, but when you look at the United States policy on China, the United States officially recognizes Taiwan as officially a part of China. And when China reminds us that that's the American official stance, we keep mess making because we want to continue to suppress their country. So because America knows we mad at them for righteous reasons, some of them here, individuals, they use that so that we don't do nothing when they start sending everybody all this money so we can start these multi-front wars with your black taxpayer dollars. How many of you all know what's happening with the economy right now in the United States? How many of you all know what's happening with the economy in some of the other countries right now? Everybody's freaking out. The purpose of Thursdays, how to turn your house into a magical portal, and the reason why we're holding it on that celestial day is because there's something supernatural that's happening in the heavens, and we want to be in divine alignment with it on earth. By us making our homes divine portals, beloved, we are actually setting ourselves up to receive power so that we can have a real impact in the United States and around the world beyond voting and beyond its limited systems. This is about turning your household into portals of power so that you can have a level of protection and resource and abundance for you and your whole family. You don't want to miss these divine downloads. Click the free link this Thursday evening. All the information is there. Just input your information, put it on the calendar. Don't miss. Don't come back later asking about a replay, even if I decide to do the replay. Talk black to me, somebody. But right now, that was not a part of the goal. But I'm already hearing from people that's telling me they're registering, and they're telling me that they want to be able to watch the link as soon as they get off work. So I might make that temporarily available for a few hours after the time. But these are for people that's really trying to be world shakers and history makers, okay? Now, let me get to where I'm going. Thank you so much for your patience on that. How many of you all know I've been on a couple of different other platforms. I've been discussing this for years about Kamala Harris, even when most people weren't and even when it wasn't popular. So, of course, I'm going to continue to talk about this because we're getting closer and closer to the election. Now, I was one of the first ones in Black independent Black grassroots media that told you all about the possibility and the very real reality that Joe Biden is very likely to step down and that the Democrats were mess making. They intentionally wanted him to do it for some time now. So it's not that I don't believe that Kamala has a real chance of becoming president. I was one of the first ones that told you that they were up to this. How black to me. What I'm trying to tell you is that notwithstanding that reality, we need to remember who these folks are and know that we need to hold them accountable. I have to remind you of what they stand for so that we can work against it. Talk black to me, somebody. Now, this is under the Copyright Act of 1976. I want to remind you, some years ago when she was the district attorney of San Francisco, how many of you all know that Kamala Harris held several high-level positions, two of which she was the district attorney for the city of San Francisco, which is a very powerful position, right? She advocated diabolical anti-Black policies there. Then she received a promotion and became the attorney general for the entire state of California. Talk black to me, somebody. Are y'all hearing? Now, again, I was one of the original ones for years that have been talking about her horrible anti-Black diabolical record. We've been hearing about her anti-Black drug policies, her truancy policies. And this clip that this clip that I'm getting ready to show you is when she was promoting these truancy policies as a DA as prosecutor, yes, in San Francisco. Now, this is under the Copyright Act of 1976. Again, I've already done multiple broadcasts on this in multiple places, but I want to remind you here at VickiDillard.tv. I want you all to get ready to watch this clip. Let me make sure my sound is good.
Prosecuting parents, and I believe a child going without an education.
And then I'm also going to talk to you about some recent news about the Black farmers. So stay tuned for that. I'm going to be very quick. I am Empress T said, I'm registered. I know that's right, sis. Get ready to have your whole lives change. Be sure to have your pen and paper. Have you something good to eat or drink sitting there. But get ready to receive these downloads and practical information to shape your life and your home. Are y'all hearing me today? This is very, very, very important, family. Everybody hit that thumbs up button. Share, share, share. Now, I'm seeing that some folks are coming in. But how many of you all know that you've still got to be proactive whenever you're dealing with my platforms? Because the powers that shouldn't be try to suppress our platform. So when you share it, when you give it a thumbs up, when you engage, you make it more likely that other folks receive notifications. That's why we ask you to do that. You understand? I don't care how big or small your Facebook pages are, your Instagram story pages are, your X Twitter pages are, your TikTok or whatever other social media. Share, share, share. Everybody hit that thumbs up button if you haven't, please. Thank you so very much. Now I want you to get ready to watch this clip. Again, this clip is I'm showing this as part of the Copyright Act of 1976. For this particular broadcast, I won't belabor the part because I did another recent broadcast here where I gave you all many receipts. So be sure to go back and watch every one of my lives and even watch some of my replays. Herbert, your cash app is blessed 1,000-fold. Every one of you that are giving, if I acknowledge it or not, just know Spirit sees it and your gift is blessed 1,000-fold. Thank you so very much, precious. Thank you for supporting me and all that I do now. Thumbs up, share, share, share. Thumbs up, share, share, share. Somebody said, can we see the video that you're talking about? You're about to play? Of course. That's why I'm queuing it up, precious. I was making sure the sound was good before I showed you the first part of the video. I always do that. Thumbs up, share, share, share. Let everybody know, those that are used to seeing me on other platforms, they can find me here at VickiDillard.tv. Okay, family, this is a reminder of 3 years ago when Kamala was giving a speech at this Commonwealth Club. I always got to give y'all receipts because, see, her Democratic Black shills, the raccoons, the mammies, the shuckers and jivers, they're out there real strong, intentionally, watch this, obscuring her record. And I don't want you to engage in meaningless chit chat. All you need to have are the receipts. You understand? So that's why I told you, go back and watch my other recent videos here at VickiDillard.tv. Go under the lives and even check some of my replays. You will see the replays are under the video section. Y'all know about a year or so ago, whenever it was, YouTube switched up everything. And now they got videos everywhere. William, your gift is blessed 1,000-fold. You all are so precious. Thank you so very much. Watch this. So be sure to go back and check it because I give more receipts and more details, okay? I just wanted to come to you very briefly today to remind you of this, for those of you that haven't seen it, and to encourage you to go watch my previous videos on Kamala because I give you so many receipts so that you're able to be an informed citizen. You all understand?
And I believe a child going without an education is tantamount to a crime. So I decided I was going to start prosecuting parents for truancy. Well, this was a little controversial in San Francisco. And frankly, my staff went bananas. They were very concerned because we didn't know at the time whether I was going to have an opponent in my re-election race.
Do y'all hear that?
The problem is high taxes.
Y'all hear that? I'm going to play it again. I said I'm going to play it again. Watch this. There's a longer video that I have, but I don't want to play that right now. Watch this again, okay? Let me get my sound back up.
For truancy. And I believe a child going without an education is tantamount to a crime. So I decided, and I believe a child going without an education is tantamount to a crime. So I decided I was going to start prosecuting parents for truancy. Well, this was a little controversial in San Francisco. And frankly, my staff went bananas. They were very concerned because we didn't know at the time whether I was going to have an opponent in my reelection race.
One more time.
A child going without an education is tantamount to a crime. So I decided I was going to start prosecuting parents for truancy. Well, this was a little controversial in San Francisco. And frankly, my staff went bananas. They were very concerned because we didn't know at the time whether I was going to have an opponent in my reelection race.
Okay, now I need you all to understand. I did a beautiful breakdown on a 30-some-odd minute video when I went live recently on African Diaspora News Channel. It's on my community page. Just go down a few posts below it and you'll see it. So I won't go there with all the receipts. So just check that out, okay? Watch this. I need you all to understand that here in the United States, you all understand that prison and jail is modern slavery. And this woman, this Indian lady, is giggling and excited about it. We don't have any problem with Kamala being Black or claiming to be Black if she is, but we know how she's often cosplayed her race. The issue is not that we don't receive her as being Black. The issue is we caught her cosplaying whether or not she's Black. And when we call folks out on that, baby, you don't get to run behind there and start talking about your Jamaican father that you don't never really be talking about for real, for real. That's what Black folks mean when folks, you hear some of our people say, no, she's not really us for real. No, we're saying that she plays with her race when it's conducive. And we have the years-long receipts. Some of you are just now tuning in to politics. So you jumping in as if we're being unfair. No, you haven't been paying attention, slowness. Kate, your gift is blessed 1,000-fold. Now, not only that, Kamala, not only does she laugh about such serious situations, I need you all to understand that she was advocating destroying the homes and lives of the very people that's responsible for keeping a roof over the children's head. She didn't care if the mamas and daddies was in prison, which means that if they did not have a family member or a guardian to take care of them, the state would have to would basically be a ward for them. She was okay with that. She was okay with the possibility of that child's mom or father losing their rental home, or if they had a mortgage, losing their mortgage because they were locked up and couldn't pay the bills. She would be okay with them losing their jobs, because how many of you all know that if you miss work because of jail, you could be out of a job? She didn't care if that family, if that parent's health care was attached to that job. They would have lost health care. She thought it was cute and funny. What's not shown there, but what's shown in a separate video, is the fact that she goes on to talk about how she sent one of her attorney staff members to one of the houses of a homeless mother. And she told the staff to go there and look really, really mean to scare the parents. This was a game. This was theater to her. But I got to get you all to understand that when these forces, these Democrat forces like Kamala, who's not of us, they not like us. Hello, Kendrick Lamar. She's working. She's put there by the hand of a hidden force. And Black folks in her mind are just a tool, a dispensable tool, not indispensable, but a dispensable tool to play with. They consider us to be a part of the population that's the stupidest and the most gullible to vote for nothing. We're the ones that they can most easily intimidate. So she was showing her chops right there to the powers that put her there in the first place, and let them know that she is not loyal to true Black revolutionary acts, and they have nothing to fear. So when she set her goals to level up in politics, it was her intention for a long time to continue to elevate throughout politics. So everybody that backed her, she was showing them every step of the way with how she moved with Black folks, that she is a part of the establishment system, and she will pose absolutely no threat to the diabolical colonial empire. You all understand that? And the best way to prove to the system that you are not about real revolution and that you're not going to use your power, your influence to do anything that's worthwhile is how you treat Black folks. So how she treated Black folks in a local way in San Francisco, how she treated disproportionately Black folks in statewide situations when she was the Attorney General, and how she treats Black folks when she became senator, and how she treats Black folks when she decided she was going to become president of the United States, when she decided that years ago. How many of you all know that Kamala Harris's sister was a high-level senior advisor to Hillary Clinton's campaign a few years ago? Y'all got to wake up and smell the begonias, baby. This was a plot long time ago. When Kamala decided that she was going to go to an HBCU years ago, all of that was strategic so that she could use that later for the weakest, most gullible constituency out there, and that's Black folks. Y'all hit that thumbs up button, share, share, share. Do you understand? And one other thing I want to show you here that proves that she knew exactly what she was doing. It's not that she was a politician that was supporting a policy that was wrong at the time, and she's truly repentant and she's sorry that she did it, or she didn't know the full implication of what she was doing. Hell to the no. She knew exactly what she was doing. Somebody say, prove it again, Vicki. Remember, I told you I give you a whole lot more receipts in my recent live broadcast I did here at VickiDillard.tv, which is my channel. But remember, I told you I gave you more, even more receipts when I went live recently on African Diaspora News Channel. Just look at my community page here at VickiDillard.tv for that. Look on the post under the community page. So I'm not going to spend too much time on that. But I want you to listen to this very short 20-second clip again, the one that I just played. Listen to it again, and I'm going to show you one more thing that she says that I need you not to miss. El God, your gift is blessed.
So I decided out in education is tantamount to a crime. So I decided I was going to start prosecuting parents for truancy. Well, this was a little controversial in San Francisco. And frankly, my staff went bananas. They were very concerned because we didn't know at the time whether I was going to have an opponent in my re-election race.
Now, the reason why I wanted you to see that was because she told you in that short clip that it was controversial in San Francisco. With whom? Did she first tell you with the people? The first group that it was unpopular with was her own staff. Before she made public that she, with glee, believed in modern slavery to lock up families, so therefore destroying homes, forcing their homes to go into foreclosure, forcing them to be evicted from their apartments or their homes, forcing them to lose their vehicles and their cars, forcing them to lose their insurance, forcing them to lose power and lights and electricity, forcing them to lose the stability. This woman, by advocating prison and jail, that's what you're advocating, all that, right? The first group that it was unpopular with, listen, was her own staff. I'm going to need my Black family to be intelligent.
Going without an education is tantamount to a crime. So I decided I was going to start prosecuting parents for truancy.
Listen.
Well, this was a little controversial in San Francisco.
Controversial with who?
And frankly, my staff went bananas. They were very concerned because we didn't know at the time whether I was going to have an opponent in my re-election race.
So it was first unpopular when she revealed this diabolical master plan to her own staff. How many of you all know that it's Vicki's belief? Somebody say allegedly, allegedly, allegedly. Somebody say allegedly, 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 allegedly. After Kamala, allegedly, met with her political backers that are not seen, those that were willing to guide her career so that she could eventually become president of the United States. And even if not at that time, to certainly become a higher level Democrat darling in the party. After she went to dinner and after she was, what do they call that, y'all? I don't even know what it's called. I'm not into sports like that. What do y'all call it when you go on the, what is it? The golf course and you be hitting them balls and doing them little rounds. What's the little rounds and stuff called? Because on time you're gonna see Vicki on the golf course is, honey, I'm gonna be eating at the restaurant or something, child. That's the only part you're gonna hear me bragging about the golf courses. Vicki was there on the golf course enjoying the food and sitting back, relaxing in the golf club place where all the luxury stuff is at. That's the stuff I look forward to. What do you call that when they doing them rounds and stuff and riding around in them little carts and stuff? What do y'all call that? Hoes or whatever. Whatever you call that. After she did a round of hoes. Not hoes, H-O-E-S, which I ain't mad at them. She was hoeing. Girl, I ain't mad. Do your thing. She was doing a round of hoes. H-O-L-E-S. That's what somebody call it, hoes. Is it hoes? Stop playing with me, y'all. After she was doing a round of hoes, H-O-L-E-S, is that what you call it in golf? Baby, she was out there on the golf course with the people that back her, allegedly. My sister Sharifa said, Ava, we believe in block parties over here. It's okay to disagree, but be seated. Okay, so whoever Ava is, if you're talking crazy about me, Ava, beloved, like she said, we don't mind you disagreeing, but if you're being disrespectful, my team believe in block parties. They will block you henceforth, even forevermore. And plus, I don't even understand if you don't like a channel, why are you even on there commenting? When you at home with all your cable options, when you don't like a particular channel, what do? You change it. You don't send them an email, fool. You don't call up the producer and the staff of the show to talk about the show you don't like. You flip channels. Ninjas be out here on social media giving all this long essays and commentary about people they claim they don't like or agree with, but you be sitting there talking. Go to the people you agree with. Go to them channels right there. Talk, share, like, subscribe. How many of y'all know over here, Vicki don't suffer from low self-esteem? I don't care if you're not part of my tribe. I don't care if you don't like what I offer, what I do. Bye. Somebody put a car in the chat. Somebody put one of them little red or blue mini little car emojis in the chat. Somebody say bye. If you bad enough, put a rocket in this mug. Put a plane taking off in this mug. Put the runway in this mug. Put a rocket in this mug. Bye. See, that's the problem. You mad because you not missed. You mad that we don't even acknowledge your presence. We know who we are, so we okay with people disagreeing. We disagree with people all the time. I see stuff online all the time I don't agree with, don't like. If it's not appropriate for me to comment, so I'm giving enlightenment and all this kind of stuff, I'm out of there. Bye. Back to Kamala. Back to Kamala Harris. Real quick. Again, family, go back to my previous live so that you can get an exhaustive insight on just how diabolical this woman is when it comes down to jailing in prison. I give an unbelievable breakdown, dang near doctorate dissertation in my previous lives here at VickiDillard.tv. And I did a broadcast not too long ago on African Diaspora News Channel Live, which you can see that post on my community page here on YouTube at VickiDillard.tv, okay? So I'm not going all the way there right now. Just know it's more to the story. And you all need to be armed with this insight and information because her black Democratic shields, her white Democratic shields are out there lying about her record or trying to obscure it. One more time, listen to the last part of this little 20-second clip.
Amount to a crime. So I decided I was going to start prosecuting parents for truancy. Well, this was a little controversial in San Francisco.
When she said it was controversial, she felt that she had leveled up in life when she stirred the controversy, family. Not stirred the controversy in the white Jewish community. Not stirred controversy with the LGBTQ community that you know exists out there in California. where she lived. Not stirring controversy with other people groups, white women groups, male groups. She took joy, not in immigration groups. She took joy and glee in stirring controversy with the thought of destroying Black families. Miss Hazina, your gift is blessed 1,000-fold. Your $50 gift is blessed 1,000. She said, thank you, sister, for all you do. Miss Hazina has been one of my long-term supporters for a long time. I love you so much, dear sister. Family.
And frankly, my staff went bananas. They were very concerned because we didn't know at the time whether I was going to have an opponent in my re-election race.
Now, again, I want you all to see that before we get into before you even hear any other details or any other receipts on her anti-Black lock them up jail policies that extend beyond truancy. Remember, she has a whole history because the Supreme Court of the United States ordered, when she became Attorney General of California, that she released prisoners, thousands of prisoners, because the prisons there was causing death, sanitation issues, health issues, all kinds of violations. And the only way they could solve that problem was releasing thousands of prisoners. Her office objected to it and they stalled it for years. So much so, y'all, that they were seriously contemplating holding her in contempt of court. Go look at my previous broadcast. I give you all the receipts. Listen. Even when you don't hear all that other stuff, the purpose of me replaying that is I wanted you all to know that she knew exactly what the hell she was doing because her own staff was trying to warn her. Her own staff were very concerned because they knew immediately when she presented that diabolical agenda, that diabolical idea that she very likely had on somebody's golf course somewhere. That's the one that's willing to back her for all this time. The hidden hand that told her, I'm going to have your back when you become this, when you become that, when you're done here in San Francisco, I'm gonna back you to become Attorney General. Then I'm gonna back you to go to go to Congress and become a senator. Then I'm gonna back you when you become president. Those people that helped plot her political career, she was making. That was her wink. That was her nod to them. Her own political staff told her this is an absolutely terrible idea. And that if you end up having an opponent, they're going to use this as a bludgeon. They're going to use this to destroy you because nobody is going to think this is a good idea. And most especially first her staff. And her staff was trying to tell her, fool, this is going to be the easiest thing. That if you have an opponent, they're going to use this lock them up policy of parents against you. And she felt that to be a badge of honor. Do y'all understand that? Somebody say they not like us. So whenever Black family, many in the media are sitting here trying to talk about her Jamaican father and all this, even though I'm hearing some other stuff about that too. I'm gonna leave that alone. Whenever y'all hear Black folks, we call dark-skinned Black people. We tell you when you acting like a raccoon or a mammy, we tell you ain't Black. So don't let them throw you off by talking about, how much Blackness she got in her to determine what our standards are. We're trying to say, beloved, she didn't even want to identify as one of us, and her policies prove it. That's what we're saying. Most of us are saying. Now, some other folks are really, for real, getting into our bloodlines, but I'm just saying, I don't want us to miss the point of the policies. Talk Black to me, somebody. I see my international family here in the chat. Listen, y'all hit that thumbs up button. For those of you that are coming in, do not forget, because I'm sitting here, I'm going to be talking to us about how we wield real political power. I'm offering a free webinar on a very spiritually auspicious day that's known as the Lionsgate Portal. I'm going to break down to you why the Lionsgate Portal is important, why we're doing it that day, because the heavens, the ethers are doing a very special ceremony, and we're going to be doing one with them. And I'm going to be providing you not only high-level revelation and information that the Spirit gave me, my spiritual council, my spiritual Congress gave me, but I'm also going to be giving you practical information on how you can turn your house into a divine portal so that for the long term, There's protection for you and your whole household, but also a divine highway that you're able to make so that you can grow in wisdom and favor in every area of your life. Are y'all hearing me today? Hit that link. It's absolutely free. No obligation this Thursday. Don't miss it. I don't care what you got going on. I told you, I don't care if it's your birthday. You better go to lunch or brunch or celebrate it after the webinar is over. The link is in the chat. It's pinned above, and my beautiful staff, they're putting it throughout the chat. Talk black to me, somebody. Aquarius 79. My mom said there's a lot of chosen here today. Yes, baby, you already know. Whenever they deal with real power, real spiritual authorities, that's when the demons come out. Shout out to our brother King Simon. He said, greetings, beautiful sisters. King Simon, I was thinking about you the other day. Actually, today, in the past few days, some spiritual stuff. I'll talk to you about it offline, dear brother. There were some things in the spirit. So I was right on time seeing you in the chat today. How many of y'all know our brother King Simon is a numerological master among many, many other things? In fact, my brother probably is the best one to tell us exactly what the number 8 represents. Don't play with it. My brother broke down even the numbers of my birthday. He used different spiritual systems. And not only is it the traditional number, he broke down, I think, my connection to the number 13 in ways that I ain't never even heard before. He took it beyond the normal life path number for my birthday. He used some other ancient, is it the Chaldean system, brother? If you still here, our brother, he go in and out of systems. Boy, he took it back to one of the ancient systems. And I think one of his systems where he calculated my numbers, he had me on so much stuff. I'm like, what? He did it live on Instagram, and I replayed some of the clips, and y'all were really, a lot of people responded to that sometime back. How many of y'all know who King Simon is in the chat? I got legends that watch me. I got a lot of high-level people that watch me, and some of them don't always make their presence known. Somebody said, Miss Vicki, love listening to you. I learned so much from you, sharing. I love you, sis. Thank you so much. Somebody else said, I met that brother over 10 years ago. Okay, our brother's a legend. So if anybody can break down for you the power, the numerological power of why I'm doing my event on 8/8. How many of you all know that when you divinely align with celestial bodies, how many of you all know that you automatically receive a power just because you are doing something in that particular portal? A portal, family, is when the spiritual realm is thin. It's when the entryway is the thinnest, which means that if the access to a supernatural realm and its abundance, its wisdom, and its power is the thinnest, that means that you're able to penetrate that realm most easily when you do things at a particular time. Talk black to me. Talk black to me. Somebody else, Miss Hazina, said, I know his gift and power. Yes, ma'am. Indeed. So your sister's not crazy. You will be the only one that's crazy if you don't attend. Now, if you're there and you don't believe in this kind of stuff, you shouldn't come. Talk black to me, somebody. If you somebody that thinks that people doing events like this are out of their mind, y'all just playing games, it's a scam, since you so smart, don't do it. Y'all know this is what you call discretionary versus mandatory. Discretionary means you get to decide whether you do it or not. That means shut your mouth if you don't believe it. That means don't come so that you don't subject yourself to it. You won't be missed. Do you, boo? It's a world of almost 8 billion people. Ain't none of us going to be mad if you do something different. Click that link. Now, that's all I'm going to say about Kamala. Go back and watch my previous videos, family, where I do an hour-and-a-half long detailed broadcast where I'm giving you nothing but outrageous receipts right here at VickiDillard.tv. Okay, y'all? Now, what other news do I want to share with you really quick before I go? Because y'all know I'm preparing for Thursday, so I'm going to be offline for a couple of days, okay? It's this Thursday. Don't miss it. Click the link. It's absolutely free to attend. Don't miss it and be there on time, family. Don't come to me or my team sending no emails and my team, my customer service team responding to you because you mad that you didn't get to see it. Vicki, please give me the replay. Make this your priority. I want y'all to watch this clip. Right before I watch this clip, I want you to look at this headline. I want y'all to look at this headline. How many of you all remember me covering the black farmers? How many of you all remember me covering the black farmers here in the United States, where the black farmers for 40 some odd, 50 something years approximately, I forget how many, I think it's well over 40 something years, have been fighting both Democrat and Republican administrations for discrimination, and we owed them billions of dollars. Gigi already said, I remember. The one brother says, yes, I recall. Watch this. How many of you all know this is a Newsweek headline? What date is on this Newsweek headline? I don't want y'all to think I'm making this up. Family, I'm turning it the long way so you can see it. What date is on this headline from Newsweek that said black farmers take aim at Joe Biden? How many of y'all know the black farmers came out publicly and said, we ain't voting for the Democrats. We not voting Biden. How many of y'all remember they came out months and months ago before Kamala said she's running and before Joe Biden announced he's stepping down? How many of you know the black farmers came out and said, hell no, we're not even supporting Joe Biden? Y'all see this date? What date is on here? They were coming out publicly, coming against Joe Biden and the Democrats. This is just one example. Thank you for putting the date in the chat, Rosa. So that was this year, right, family? Just a few months ago, right, family? Why did the black farmers come out recently to say why they weren't voting for the Democrats? Because they told us it was the Democrats that was refusing to give them the money that they were supposed to be awarded, right? How many of you all know that the black farmers are owed billions of dollars? This is just one little bit of money that they owed. Okay? They're still owed money for their land. So they came out and they said, we're going to hold the Democrats accountable because it's not just the courts that's holding us up. He said it's specifically the Democrats because there are things that they can do within their power to give us this money and they're refusing. How many of y'all remember that the white farmers got so jealous of the black farmers that the black farmers filed lawsuits claiming discrimination because the government discriminated against the black farmers for decades and decades, for many generations. And the white farmers recently were so jealous that they started suing, talking about it's discrimination against our racist ASSs. How many of y'all remember that? So just know there's different monies that we owe the black farmers, right? But just one set of money that was to the tune of a couple of $1 billion plus, the Democrats could do something to release those funds early, but the Democrats refused. Vicki ain't making it up. I got to always give y'all the receipts. So the black farmers, as recently as this year, came out and publicly told the Democrats, we ain't voting for you. Okay? Guess what just magically happened, family? Family, guess what just magically happened after the black farmers publicly humiliated the Democrat Party for intentionally holding up their billions of dollars and just one little bit of the money that they're owed? That's just one bit of money they're owed. Somebody said, what happened, Vicki? What's the date of this ABC News article? Is this ABC News article so you don't think Vicki lying? Does that say ABC? Because y'all believe in these white mainstream media articles. Shout out to all y'all that's giving the super chat. Zara, thank you for your $70 super chat. Y'all been giving big too. Your gifts are blessed 1,000-fold. Look, what y'all see it say ABC. What date is this? Somebody tell me, what date is this? Was this from last year? Was this even from a couple of months ago, like I showed you the previous? What date is this article before I tell you about the article? Somebody tell me so y'all know I ain't lying. Somebody, thank you, Rosa. Rosa, she must be a secretary because she be on it with the details. I have to get y'all to do this because I need you to understand the order of things to let you know what they're doing is intentional. They just did this the other day. This article says July 31st, right? What does the article say, family? From ABC News. What is the headline? What is the headline, family? I said, what is the headline of the article that just came out a few days ago about the black farmers? Did we get a new Congress over the past 2 months? The black farmers came out a few months ago and said they're not going to vote Democrat because it was the Democrats that's holding up their money. The black farmers director, Mr. Boyd, I did broadcast on him. not just here, but on other platforms. He said it was the Democrats. We're not voting. He came out publicly. I told y'all, why isn't Joy Reid and the other ones bringing him on more often to go off on the Democrats? They was only bringing them on just a little bit. CNN or somebody would let them talk for about 5-6 minutes, right? To scare the Democrats because when they was coming out publicly saying they're not going to vote for the Democrats, then all of a sudden the Democrats got more scared because they already worried about losing the vote, especially from black men. Crystal, your gift is blessed 1,000-fold. So watch this. Did we get a new Congress between a couple months ago and today? No. What did the Democrats do? Vicki is saying that the Democrats intentionally used those black farmers' money as ransom to force them to come out and show up and vote for them. They allowed, somebody say this was economic torture. That's from the dictionary, not the dictionary. The dictionary is my book of word, not the dictionary, the dictionary. They use economic torture. The Democrats were okay with these black farmers who experienced multiple generations of discrimination. And this is not all the money they're owed. This is just a small part of the money that they were supposed to immediately release. They intentionally, Vicki Dillard is saying and believes that your Democrat Party, Gatrell, your gift is blessed 1,000-fold, intentionally used the black farmers' money as ransom so that they would be grateful when it got closer to the election and that they would force them to vote Democrat. Somebody say economic torture. Thank you, Miss Sharif, for putting that in the chat. Somebody say economic torture. Rap Cat said, why does her nails look like this? My nails look like this, Blessing, because I believe everything in big. You would never say to a woman with long hair, why your hair long? I believe in big cars, long money, long hair, long car, long jewelry. And because your mind is small and all you can handle is itty bitty, I understand when you see something, the bigness of it all, the longness and the glamour of it all, it's a shock to you because let me just say, you probably look, you used to little. Wow. I'm going to leave that at home right there. Family, look. I know you ain't used to having, you understand? Even when Vicki don't have a lot of money at different times, I still have a mindset of abundance. Everything got to be big. Everything. Big hair, big jewelry, just everything. God, today. Why y'all got them emojis in the chat? Get your funny looking self up out of here. And put me in no little category with itty bitty small and what you think is acceptable. Go over there with little itty bitty. I believe in the bigness of it all. Abundance, 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 abundance. Look. Look, y'all. Black and other minority farmers are getting $2 billion from y'all. I need all of black media to be tagging the Democrats and asking what the hell happened. Do you all understand when I tell you that they know how to get money straight to us, but they intentionally don't? How many times did I tell you all when the Asian community came out during COVID, and in 1 year's time, the Democrat Congress, along with an overwhelming number of Republicans, passed a criminal protection bill to protect Asians because Asians said they was experiencing racism, and we ain't even got a bill like that just for us. That was legislation for a criminal bill for them, right? Separate from that, without the need of Congress passing legislation to get the money, your Democrat Party used their brains and in a sneaky way used money that already existed in different agencies and redirected them straight to the Asian community. In 1 year's time, because they claimed that their businesses were suffering during COVID. I told you the reason why they tried to make black folks the face of anti-Asian hate when they was doing all that Stop Asian Hate. Now I told y'all don't hear nothing about no Stop Asian Hate no more, do you? It was because it was a trick to use black folks so that they could get money. Their businesses were suffering. I told y'all this years ago. I was the one that brought you this information. I told you it was a trick, and that's the reason why they was making black folks the face of it. Their businesses were suffering during COVID because the Democrats supported mandates and shutting everything down. We're their disproportionate customers. So they was worried about how they was going to make their businesses survive. So they came up with the scheme and they worked with their politicians to do it. And when it made it look like that they were the victims, they got legislation. And that's what gave the Democrats cover to get them some money. Because their businesses were suffering during the year of COVID, when the Democrats was the ones that forced their business to close. There you go. You better go check out my receipts from years ago when I've been told y'all that all of that was a trick. It was a finesse. That's the reason why today, 2024, you don't hear a word about no Stop Asian Hate. Once they got their money, once they started opening businesses back up, and their businesses had 2 or 3 little extra dollars and stuff, everybody was all right. You understand how that works? So even though the 2 or 3 times that the Asians was getting beat up, it was really mostly by disproportionate white folks. Every time you would see them talk about it on TV, you would show 1 or 2 black folks. And we found out that the 1 or 2 black folks that they claimed beat up somebody was mentally ill. But they knew the only way they was going to make it work is not to really blame the white supremacists. You got to still make black folks the face of it, even though they're not really the face of it. But you got to make them the face of it. That's the only thing that's going to make the Republicans and Democrats come together to get them legislation. And that's what happened. Once they got that legislation, that crime bill to protect them, that discrimination bill, the hate bill, that's the word, the hate bill just for the Asians, the Democrat used money that already existed in the government and just redirected it to the Asian community. I'm trying to show you that because whenever we tell you all, when y'all sit up here and tell us that we need all these reparation studies, when y'all sit up here and tell us that we got to jump through all of these hoops, when Roland cusses us out, when the other black Democrat shield goes off us and goes off on us and wag their fingers in our face and tell us that we don't understand government, we don't understand how politics works, we don't understand how we make stuff shake. Yes, we do. The only thing that the black farmers did was come out publicly and say we ain't voting. A few months later, the Democrats said we're going to release the money, but we're going to wait right up until the election so that they can feel grateful that we did it. We're going to make them feel scared that the Republicans are not going to give them the rest of their money, even though we still owe them billions more dollars for the land, because this money that they just released ain't about the money that they owe for the land. But because we're giving them some relief after several generations of discrimination and destroying their lives, they're going to feel grateful to us. And we did it all within a matter of 60, 90 days of when they came out publicly to say, hell no, we're not going to vote for y'all. Keith said, this is great knowledge and information. You're welcome, beloved. Y'all be sure to hit that link to join my free webinar this Thursday. Don't miss it, because I'm going to explain to you about power. Look, listen. The Biden administration has doled out more than $2 billion in direct payments, y'all. It says to black and other minority farmers discriminated against by the U.S. Department of Agriculture, the president announced Wednesday. When did the president announce this? He just announced it this past Wednesday. This is the 31st. More than 23,000 farmers were approved for payments ranging from $10,000 to $500,000, according to the USDA. Another 20,000 who planned to start a farm but did not receive a USDA loan received between $3,500 and $6,000. Most payments went to farmers in Mississippi and Alabama. How many of y'all know I was born and raised in Mississippi and I live in the Wild Wild West in the United States now? USAID Secretary Tom Vilsack told reporters that the aid is not compensation for anyone's loss or the pain endured, but it's an acknowledgement by the department. I told y'all we still owe them billions of dollars for the actual land. This is just some little money, go to the poll money. And we're going to hold ransom. We're going to hold hostage money that you're due. Your many generations that are due for discrimination, separate and aside from the money on the land, but it's interrelated to you being a farmer. And we're going to make you NIGGA grateful leading up to the polls. Let me find this clip. I know I done read you a bit of an article from Mr. Vilsack, who's the agriculture secretary, but I want y'all to watch a clip from the news.
Yes. And
straight from Mr. Boyd's mouth. This black man, who's a very powerful black man. I want y'all to tag Mr. Boyd too. Tag him my broadcast. I've tagged him my broadcast before. Let me tell y'all something. One of my videos, because I do it on different platforms, it had, tens of thousands of views on the video I did on him a few months ago. I tagged him. He thanked me for doing it. But I want my black farmers to know. See, this is something I want y'all to know, black family. Whenever CNN brought him on for 5 seconds and hurried and got him off, whenever one of the white mainstream establishment brought him on, he'll put it up on his platforms. But one of our videos did more in views than even their mainstream network did. See, Family, we got to stop playing with Black grassroots media. Don't ever take for granted that just because our name is not like somebody else, or I don't think Vicki is nobody, then I'm not going to push this. No, this is what scares the hell out of them when you start to align with us. I tell your story when I don't even hear y'all. I talk about stuff like this when it's not in mainstream white news, don't I? How many of y'all know have heard me quote from this book, How White Folks Got So Rich? I discuss the disrespect, including the Black farmers in this book, all throughout the year when nobody else is talking about it. It's a mistake when you don't align yourself with us. Listen to this clip of the secretary talking, and listen to this very brief clip of this Black farmer who's grateful that they got the money. The Black farmer, Mr. Boyd, who I have so much respect for, who's fought for so many. By the way, Mr. Boyd, I think he's a 4th generation farmer. This man has been fighting for a long time. He's a real warrior, because he's the one that came out and threatened the Democrats over economics. See, this is what we mean when we say tangibles, family. This is what we mean when we say tangibles. At least this man had the courage to tell the Democrats, I'm not voting for y'all's butt until you release our money. When he was saying that, mainstream media stopped bringing him on. Or when they brought him on, they made sure they can control the conversation in such a way to where they were showing it like, Democrats, make sure y'all give them the money just before the election now, okay? So I'm not disrespecting our brother. Our brother deserves major credit for his fight, for the work that he does, for being a farmer, because it's so central to our existence. And at least he had the courage to tell the Democrats, I'm putting this on you, and we're not going to vote for you until you cut the check. In that instance, you understand? Court Watch Australia said, do you mean pudding? I don't know what the hell you're talking about, Australia. Court Watch Australia, sometimes you give me compliments on other platforms, and sometimes you try to give me suggestions that you ain't got no business giving me suggestions. If you try to be funny, don't correct me on nothing. Enjoy the show. Okay? Now I'm going to stop hollering. Sometimes when y'all be giving suggestions and you say stuff and you try to correct stuff, sit down. You take away from what you ought not. You're a distraction. You ain't no blessing. You in the way. Okay, focus, Vicki. Y'all watch the secretary make this announcement.
For anyone's loss or the pain endured, but it is a.
Oh, hold on.
Now, this financial assistance is not compensation for anyone's loss or the pain endured, but it is an acknowledgement by the department. And our hope is, and the president's hope is, that this financial assistance will help many farmers stay on the farm, contribute to our nation's food supply, and continue to do what they love.
Do y'all hear that? What some of y'all don't understand is because the United States economy is messed up now. How many of y'all heard about the global recession and the recession that's taking place in the United States, and how the Dow was down 1,000 points recently here, as well as a couple of other countries, just over the past 24 to 40 hours? How many of y'all see that? How many of y'all know that there are reports from credible economists that talk about how the food supply is getting ready to be messed with? And even though the Black farmers only make up a very small slither of what's going on, they want to make sure that they halfway keeping them happy. They plotted all this, and they said, let's wait right up until elections, because they already came out and told us they're not going to vote for us. But they're going to be real happy. They're going to forget all their pain and suffering once this $500,000 check is received in the mail. Y'all don't ever underestimate those checks in the mail. You can say how strong you are all you want. How many of y'all know that when you need the money and $25,000 come in the mail, $175,000 come in the mail, $500,000 come in the mail? How many of y'all know you're going to be inside grateful? You're going to be talking that noise a little bit like, well, you took too long to bring me my money. I've been due this money. But inside you like, thank you. How many of y'all know it do something to you beyond your mind? And the Democrats know that. How many of y'all know money is a spirit? How many of y'all know you can talk all that noise you want to, but when that 500G come up in the mail, when that wire hits, when you go down to the bank, it does something to you when you go to the bank, and the banker said, Mr. Boyd, you want to transfer $250,000 into yours so you can get your tractor, sir? Stop playing. How many of y'all know when you're a business owner, you feel some kind of way when you can take 2 or 3 of your employees down to the bank and say, oh, we're going to be setting up their automatic payments and stuff. And so I was just wanting to know, are there any kinds of special programs that if my employees actually open up accounts here, they get special discounts because seeing that I just received a $500,000 wire from the government or whatnot, my employees don't play with it. Something happened in you. The Democrats know this, and they intentionally, strategically waited right up until election to hold their money hostage. And this is why we call the damn Democrats devils. The reason why I said to you, it was earlier this year where Mr. John Boyd and the Democrats came out to say we're not going to vote for the Democrats. He came out and told you that it was the Democrats. Some of you all be trying to tell us that the system is complicated. No, it's not complicated. It's complicated for a little silly small mind. Somebody put a turtle in the chat. I love turtles too, but put turtle in the chat for the slowness of the turtle. Somebody put me some turtles in the chat. Some of you are not smart enough to know. You jump on that bandwagon and try to tell us about how long it's going to take to get something done. No, ninja. This man is a 4th generation farmer. He's the one that runs the Farmers Association. Mr. Virgil Mitchell, you're one of my top givers and one of my students. Your gifts are blessed 1,000-fold, dear brother. He knew that it was within their power to make something happen, no matter how thick the bureaucracy is, no matter how many hoops you got to jump through, how many administrative checklists you got to go through, no matter how much red tapes, they know how to make it happen when they want it to happen. So your Democrats waited right up until election. They said, we don't want to lose all these thousands and thousands of farmers' votes, not just their literal votes, but the influence that they wield. We want to give the perception that we're actually giving economic relief to them right before that. So we're going to make sure we don't give them the check too early because they're going to forget. So right up until, so we're going to let them be late on their farms. We're going to let some of them lose some of their best equipment. We're going to make some of their marriages, their families going to be just a hot mess. It's going to be difficult because they can't pay for their child's tuition. They're going to have to let some of their employees go because they don't have the money that they need for all these. It's okay. We're going to still let them suffer. We're going to torture them. We're going to torment them. We're going to use this as ransom right up until the election. That's what they did when they delayed it this long. And it was within their power to do so the whole time.
Comes after the U.S.
Watch this clip. I wanted you all to hear directly from Mr. Boyd. Listen to what he said in this interview. Hold on, let me find it first. Let me see if I can find this part of the interview. Hold on, y'all. Give me 1 second.
Little was done to address the problem, and the number of black-run farms.
Hold on, y'all. I'm trying to cue it. Hit that thumbs up button, share. Get your free seat this Thursday, where I'm going to be breaking down, teaching you how to turn your house into a portal. I'm going to talk to you all about who the true Zionists are, those folks that are actually running the world, stuff that I can't say online. Whenever I get to talking about Israel, and whenever I get to talking about details of them folks, how many of y'all know I only say so much online? That's why I do it offline, so that there's no problems with these platforms. I'm going to be talking to you all about the shadow government, and I'm going to be showing you the connection between the Vatican and Washington, D.C. Yes, you. Those of you that don't think that reparations is connected to global powers, you're wrong. I'm going to show you that, and I'm going to teach you what you can do about it this Thursday. Don't you dare miss that. Hit that link above and save your seat today, and don't miss it. Here we go. Hold on. Watch this.
That have now gone out. John, welcome back to Democracy Now! It's great to have you with us.
Watch this.
Explain the significance of what's happening right now.
Amy, thank you so much for having me, and it's always good to spend time with you. This is a very, very historic payout for Black farmers, and I see it as a huge win for myself and the National Black Farmers Association that worked on this for nearly 4 decades. So basically, 60,000 applications were turned in. 45,000 Black farmers and other farmers of color have begun receiving checks this week and the latter part of last week. So it's very, very good news, in the total of $2 billion. So we've been waiting for this payout for a long time. And the MBFA went out and held 60 meetings Amy, in FaceTime with our members. We sent out 130,000 postcards in the mail to all of our members, telling them how to apply for this. It took us, Amy, on average 3 to 3.5 hours to help each and every Black farmer fill out this 40-page application. So it was a very extensive process. And so we were glad to get the news that from Stephen Benjamin at the White House actually called me and told me that the checks were actually going out to farmers around the country. So we see this as a huge...
Separate from the agriculture secretary, he said the White House directly called him and told him that the checks were going out, the day they was going out. And did you all see the tens of thousands that he helped? He had to send all this information out, his organization and company sent it out to, and how it took him 3.5 hours just to help each of them fill out the forms. Remember, he said what? It was a 40-page form. I don't have time to show you other stuff because I've been researching this a long time. He talks about how hard it is and all the hoops that each of these farmers have to jump through a 40-page application process. Sonia gives a gift. Sonia, your gift is blessed. Sonia said, we are getting a college education on a daily basis with Queen Vicki. Thank you, precious. I got to show you the connection. And I'm trying to show you how they do politics. And I'm trying to let you all know that when we withhold our vote, when we threaten certain things, just like John Boyd, the Black farmers prove our overall point. When they came out and publicly told the Democrats to kiss our behinds and we're not voting for you, when they exposed the fact, no, it ain't just the Republicans, he said that the Democrats can actually do something to get us our money, and all of you Black Democrat shields come out to tell us, no, they can't. He said, oh, yes, the hell you can. Magically, right before. And notice, this happened right during the time space where Kamala just officially announced her vice presidential candidate. I mean, it happened a few days ago, but I'm saying, pay attention to the timing. They know the impact that that would have on the Black body politic in general. Do y'all understand this? I gotta go. I gotta go. I gotta go. Everybody hit that thumbs up button, share, and click that link so that you can get your seat this Thursday. Don't miss it. Don't be asking me about no replays. Make your whole life work to attend, because this has to do with your spiritual well-being. Some of you all be acting like your jobs be that important that you can't use one day of your vacation to do something like this. How many of you all know it's the one of the ancient mystics said that people perish, my people perish for lack of knowledge, not lack of credit, not lack of money, but lack of knowledge. That means that when you don't put a premium on knowledge, when you don't make time to receive and ascertain certain knowledge, you will suffer. But because you put a premium on that one day of labor at work, then that's all you're going to get after being there 40 years. Talk Black to me, somebody. Share. Watch this. Y'all hit that thumbs up button. Share, please. I'm looking for something real quick.
Against the farmers who are facing foreclosure. We have a lot of Black farmers in our organization that were facing foreclosure. So these payments are timely. It's going to help them stay on the farm, or help them improve their equipment, help them pay taxes. And I'm not saying this a whole...
Family, this comes... Yeah, did y'all hear what he just said right there, that part? Did you all hear what he said right there on that part? Right before the election. There was a direct point that I wanted to make. Give me 1 second, family. I'm finding it. Here it is. Y'all know I don't play about this book. I pretty much know it backwards and forwards. I've taught you the history of how your government used legislations, policies, rules, and regulations. That means official policies, official codifications, laws, statutes, ordinances, and the like to discriminate against us. But I also taught you that there were certain protocols and policies that weren't officially codified, but it was still a type of policy that folks were forced to follow that sealed our discrimination, right? The institutions and systems did this to us. Well, in the book, How White Folks Got So Rich, the one I quote from all the time, It talks about the Farmers Association, right? The FHA. Pay attention to what's happening in our day. I'm giving you news that's just now happening, right? But look how old the process is. Remember, you heard Mr. John Boyd tell you himself, he's been helping these folks fight for 40 years. This book said at the end of legal slavery in 1865, blacks were concentrated in the agricultural sector of America. You gotta connect the dots. They were more likely than whites to own farms. Vicki, you done read this to us before. I know I got to give you the old historical news so that I can match to you what's happening in news today so you can see what I be talking about makes sense and how it's intentional. Some of you don't get that. What did I just say? There were more likely than whites. Who? The black owners. There were more likely than whites to own farms, though they held less acreage and had poor quality tracts of land. So even though our black brothers and sisters back in the day only had small tracts and poor quality of land, they were still more likely to be black farmers and work in the agriculture sector, right? Some of you don't understand that we were agricultural geniuses. How many of you all know that's one of the reasons why they felt comfortable, in addition to those of us that were black natives of this land, because it was our land that they stole. The original so-called American Indians are black-skinned folks. They came lighter over the generations. How many of you all know that one of the reasons why they felt so comfortable stealing our brothers from the continent of Africa, kidnapping our brothers from the continent of Africa, because they too were also agricultural geniuses? Y'all do understand that, don't you? Listen. Despite the reality, the Farmers Home Administration, the FHA, somebody said that same group today. Y'all see how they don't change? Vicki, please read because you got to go. Despite the reality, the Farmers Administration, the FHA, was set up in 1930 to give loans and subsidies to white farmers to sustain and maintain their operations. This is what we mean when we tell you that white folks never worked hard. And that when white folks, when y'all be bragging to us about lifting ourselves up and using them as an example, they never worked hard. They was hardly working. When was the FHA set up? 1930, the early 20th century, right? To give loans and subsidies to white farmers. Somebody say welfare. Don't y'all never tell me about no extra $50 a black mother's getting and call her no welfare queen, when all we do is give welfare to white folks in the United States and around the world, but only to the tune of billions and trillions of dollars, with a T, trillions, for war and everything else. It was set up in 1930 to give loans and subsidies to white farmers to sustain and maintain their operations. To achieve this unstated racist purpose, the FHA allowed local whites to operate the program. And they, not the federal government, decided who would get these critical benefits. Y'all better see the play. Your government allowed this FHA federal government program to operate, but they let white locals set it up and not the government, so they could control who get it. Kimberly, go back and rewind to listen to the book. As a result, black-owned farms unable to compete with the well-subsidized, somebody say that's white welfare again and again and again and again and again. As a result, I'm going to say that again. Black-owned farms unable to compete with the well-subsidized and well-financed white farms failed dramatically from 900,000, almost a million, in 1930 to 282,000 in 1939. Many of the whites used the government money to modernize by buying tractors and evicting black sharecroppers. How many of y'all heard in the beginning of that interview, Mr. Boyd, the current Black Farmers Association director, president, how many of y'all talked about the fact that these checks is going to allow the black farmers to get upgrade they tractors and their equipment and stuff? How many of y'all heard him say this is going to stop their evictions? This is what I'm trying to tell you, that the Democrats was willing for them to lose their property, their possessions, their equipment, all for political gain, money that always belonged to them. Listen. Many of the whites used government money to modernize by buying tractors and evicting black sharecroppers. Congress amended the law. Y'all see these devils? Y'all see how white folks be on code wherever they are? Congress amended the law to say that half of the money should go to those tenant farmers, but the white landholders, watch your racist Congress, simply stole the farmers' payments, claiming, if asked, that debts were owed. Do y'all see how they all get on code? In 1964, a study found that every program administered by the U.S. Department of Agriculture, this book puts the word every in italics. So that means there's an emphasis. They want you to know every program administered by the U.S. Department of Agriculture was rife with racial discrimination. Now y'all understand why the black farmers won a lot of how they were able to even come to the conclusion that they were owed billions of dollars in the first place. Listen, the federal loans from the USDA were used by local white administrators to retaliate against black farmers for their support of civil rights efforts or for simply voting or attempting to vote. This is what I need y'all to go run and tell these black shields. What? That the white farmers discriminated against even some of the black farmers, those that were controlling the funds, when they found out that the black farmers back in the day were supporting civil rights. And if the black farmers went down there to vote or even attempted to vote, they misused the money and stole from them. Are y'all listening? This is American history. Just before his murder by the United States government, Reverend Martin Luther King had shifted his focus from social and political agenda to the acquisition of land, right? In 1968, he spoke at a rural Mississippi church and put land front and center. Now, I want y'all to listen to this quote from Dr. King, and I'm out of here, okay? Y'all hit that thumbs up button. Be sure to click the free link. My moderators are putting the link in the chat, and the link is posted for this Thursday, August 8th. August 8th is a supernatural, celestial, auspicious time. That's a time of favor, meaning in the celestial realm, in the heavens, and on earth. That's why I'm doing it this Thursday. I'm going to explain to you what the significance is. I'm going to tell you what's going on in your government here in the United States and around the world. I'm going to tell you what that has to do with you concerning the New World Order and you being the New World Leader and how we can turn our houses into divine portals. I'm going to connect all those dots. Don't you dare miss it. This Thursday, it's a free offering, a free webinar that I'm doing. Click the link, get your seat, and don't sign up and not show up. You sign up and come. A lot of people showed up last time, even more registered. I don't want to hear nothing, family, about you weren't able to make it. I don't care what's going on. If you ain't in the hospital on life support, there's no excuse, period. Because you and your whole family can also sign up and watch it. Watch this. Who am I quoting now? Dr. King. What did Dr. King say in 1968 at a Mississippi church? What did Dr. King say in 1968 at a Mississippi church before they killed him? At the very same time, no, before America killed him. At the very same time that America refused to give the Negro any land, through the act of Congress, this Dr. King, I'm quoting Dr. King, y'all. Through an act of Congress, our government was giving away millions of acres of land in the West and the Midwest, which meant that it was willing to undergird its white peasants from Europe with an economic floor. Y'all listen, I'm quoting Dr. King here. I said, I'm quoting Dr. King. But not only did they give the land, they built land grant colleges with government money to teach them how to farm. Not only that, I'm still quoting Dr. King, y'all. They provided county agents to further their expertise in farming. Not only that, I'm still quoting Dr. King. They provided low interest rates in order that they could mechanize their farms. Not only that, today, many of these people are receiving millions of dollars in federal subsidies not to farm. And they are the very people telling the black man that he ought to lift himself up by his own bootstraps. This is what we are faced with, and this is a reality. Now, when we come to Washington, didn't your sister with the curly braids, along with our brother Tariq Nasheed, along with other black powerful voices, then we just leave Washington, D.C.? Listen. Quote, the last part of the quote. This is what we're faced with, and this is a reality. Now, when we come to Washington, in this, in parentheses, it says Poor People's Campaign, we're coming to get our check. The Democrats today just like the Republicans of old, because remember, black folks overwhelmingly supported Republicans. Republicans started doing us like the Democrats do. We left the Republican Party, and that's when we went to the Democrats. Dr. King called out in 1968 in the Mississippi Church the fact of how your U.S. government, among many other ways, he was specifically talking about land and black farmers, but he was breaking down the fact that the government gave white folks money. He first gave them the land for free, right? They turned around and gave them subsidies. They turned around and built colleges to teach them how to do it. They turned around and sent out county agents to show them, to further their expertise. They turned around and gave some of them low cost subsidies, low cost loans and stuff, right? We deal with this today, and the Democrats are still playing politics with tangibles that were always ours. I gotta go. Be sure to share this broadcast. Don't miss this Thursday. The time, all the information will be in the link when you sign up for this free webinar that's going to give you high-level information. I'm doing it offline like this, family, because whenever your sisters start talking about the powers, the shadow governments that actually run the world, and what that's got to do with you locally, these platforms want to mess with you. So that I'll follow all the rules on all the platforms. I cross my T and dot my I's. We do it offline. Don't miss it. Beautiful, wise angel, Geneva called me. Thank you, Miss Geneva. I love y'all. Play this. If you're just coming in, you missed it, watch the whole entire broadcast. If you, if my team ends up replaying this at a later time, beloved, make sure that you watch it, you rewatch it, and you share it. Thank you so much for tuning into the Vicki Show right here on my own platform here, VickiDillard.tv. Family, I can't wait to see you on this Thursday, August 8th, 2024, the Lions Gate Portal. This is a high-level, highly auspicious time where I'm going to be giving you information I've downloaded from the supernatural realm. You don't want to miss it. I can't wait to see you again.